Hey guys! So today I thought about making a top 10 video. Obviously it's been done to death, so that leaves me to do one thing. Personal opinions on the internet.
What? A personal opinion on the internet? That's impossible!
Well, what the fuck? Who the hell are you?
Well then, allow me to introduce myself. I am the cancerous comment king. I am the living embodiment of all comment sections on the internet, and I'm here to make sure that your smug ass makes a good top 10 video, because everybody knows that my opinion matters more than yours.
Okay then. Anyway, I made a list of the top 10 games of my childhood. These are the games I grew up with, so they hold a special place in my cold black heart. Now without further ado, let's get into this. Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. Now this one was kind of a surprise for me. An EA game that's not sports or a useless sequel? Whoa. I honestly didn't know what I was getting into with this game. It gave kind of like a DC Universe dark look on Marvel characters. It has a much different atmosphere compared to most other Marvel games. Almost unsettling. Gameplay wise, it has signature EA flaws, but that's what makes it ridiculously fun. It's a so bad it's good kind of scenario. Ultimate Spider-Man. Now there is a debate on which Spider-Man game is the best. Most would say Spider-Man 2, but I got most of my enjoyment out of Ultimate Spider-Man.
What? How could you even say that? Spider-Man 2 is obviously the best out of all the Spider-Man games. You haven't even played Spider-Man 2, so what's your opinion matter? Everyone knows the pizza delivery missions are the fucking best.
It has very fast gameplay, maybe a little too fast. It's kind of hard to control, especially with those goddamn race missions. This probably isn't the greatest in terms of quality, but in nostalgia it hits home. Small Soldiers. I played this a lot as a kid. It was one of my favorite games on the PS1. Again, I only found out recently that EA made this. It's one of the only games that I don't own anymore, so I have a very limited memory. But from what I do remember from it is how much fun I had. This is pretty much the only game on this list that I haven't beaten yet, but I hope to someday. Spyro the Dragon. I didn't get to play any of the sequels growing up, but I am just fine with this gem. I loved every minute of it. The levels were creative and it had easy to pick up gameplay. It had a specific charm that only other 3D platformers at the time could pull off with its cartoon style, its lighthearted feel, etc. It's fun, it's addicting, and it remains as one of my favorite games to date. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. This was one of the first games I have ever beaten. My relationship with this game goes so far back that I lost my first tooth while playing it. I pretty much know this game off by heart in every single minuscule detail. Like Spyro, it has that same kind of charm and memorable moments. Like how many others would agree, this remains as my favorite Crash Bandicoot game. Lego Star Wars. This has to be the most addicting game on this list. With its timeless nature, I can play this anytime, any place, and still have the same enjoyment as I did before. I think it's just me, but I don't think any of the newer Lego games have the same sort of feeling as the older ones did. What else do I need to say about it? It's simply a classic. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh boy, does this hit home for me.
Ugh, a Sonic fan. Ugh, you are literally so cringe.
This was one of the first games I have ever played. What hasn't been said already about this game? It's pretty much one of the best games on the Sega Genesis. I'm sure we all know how bad Sonic games are these days, but it's this game that makes me pray that the series will make a good comeback. The original Mortal Kombat trilogy. This has to be one of my favorite game franchises, even if it didn't do so well in the new millennium. I first owned these games on the Genesis, so I got to see all its blood and gore in a glorious 16-bit fashion.
You were a Sega kid? Disgusting! Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with you? Everyone knows that at that time, Super Nintendo was the master race. You peasant.
I also love the Deception trilogy, or whatever what you want to call it, but the original will always come out on top. If I had to pick the one that I played the most, it's probably MK2. Even if that's the one that makes my blood boil the most. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Oh boy, is that a mouthful. As you can see, I am quite the Dragon Ball fan.
A fucking weeaboo too? Oh, you're such cancerous fucking filth!
I played this game to death, quite literally. I would actually have it on for a week without turning the system off. Probably not the best idea. I played this game so much that I think it has like laser burn or something, because it's unplayable now. Now that is true dedication to a game. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. This is kind of an obscure game, or at least nobody talks about it. But there's a good reason for it being my number one. This is the very first game that I have ever laid my hands on. Most kids play like Mario or something, but I had the honor of playing this little gem. It had a huge world and shit tons of secrets and power-ups to unlock. Think Zelda mixed with vampires and heavy character dialogue. This has one of the most investing storylines I have yet to see in most other games. It's dark, it's gritty, and it holds the number one place as my favorite video game in my childhood. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought I would make something new and make a top 10 list. Obviously, this list isn't about the quality of the games, it's just sheer nostalgia. My opinions on these games are much different now as they were back then. This is strictly just my favorite video games when I was a kid.
Well, it seems your childhood sucks, and so does this video. Why don't you just do us all a favor and just fucking tell yourself? What? Are you mad? Are you salty? You gonna cry for me, bud? What are you gonna do? I'm in my safe space, behind my computer screen, and there's nothing you can say or do to hurt me. Wait, what are you doing? Stop it! Stop it right now! A message? Let's read this. I will never love you! Oh, so slimy. Whatever. You win.
Now with that asshole put in his place, I'll see you guys in the next one, and... What the fuck was that?